absolute value functions are going to look like these V-shaped graphs, okay? So to start off with, this is in order, okay? So this first one is the function y equals the absolute value of x. This next one is y equals the absolute value of x minus 2, okay? And you could put those in your graphing calculator, and that's what you would see. Now, we just got done with stat plots, right? So for today, what I would do is clear your graphing calculators out first and foremost. So go on, press second, plus 7 to reset it, 1 for all RAM, and then 2 for reset. Because that will turn your plots back off, and it will clear all of the histogram and scatter plot data out of there to not mess us up today, okay? So you can put these in here. So let's do this so you know where it is. If we wanted to put y equals the absolute value of x, if you look at the buttons, there's no absolute value button. But there's extra buttons. If you press math and then you scroll down, oh no, I'm sorry, math, and then you scroll over, right, and then it says NUM, see it? And then the first, oh, this is probably hard to see, I'm sorry. Can you see that better now? Yeah. Okay, so the first number says abs. That stands for absolute value, not your abs in your stomach, okay? So press enter, and when you do that, you should get the absolute value symbol, and then you can type in it. So this first one is the absolute value of x, and then once you want to get out of it, you have to arrow out of it, okay? Otherwise, if you keep typing, it will put your stuff inside the absolute value, which is going to change your graph. We're going to see that. All right, so if you press graph, this is a bigger version of the graph we see on our notes, right? Okay, and then the other thing is, yeah, then you can use the table. But the first one is just how are these graphs related? So what that means is, this one, if you have y equals the absolute value of x and then y equals the absolute value of x minus 2, what happened to the graph? Donovan?
The y intercept went downward.
Yeah, so what we say is the graph is translated down to, it's a vertical translation, right? Because it's going up and down. So vertical translation, because translation means slide, down 2 units. Now, something I want to point out to you is that this is, in fact, on the outside of the absolute value symbol, the minus 2, because it's going to change if it's on the inside, okay? So without graphing it on problem 2, before we graph it, which we will in a second, what do you think is going to happen if you have y equals the absolute value of x plus 2? What's going to happen, Evan? It's going to go up 2. So your y-intercept, instead of being at 0, 0, is going to be at 0, 2. Okay? And so without even looking at it, I know that my graph is going to have its vertex at positive 2 this time, right here. And then it's going to travel upwards. Like this. Okay, so that is going to be a vertical translation up 2. And that's how we do that. And now you could use your graphing calculator to then check that answer, right? And I'm going to add something to this in a second, but all right. Now, they kind of give it away here, but it says, what is the graph of y equals the absolute value of x plus 5? And they are both now inside the absolute value symbols, and it kind of gives it away, right? It says it's going to be a horizontal translation, but let's put in our graphing calculator, because what's going to happen, horizontal is moving left or right, correct? So if you put this in, absolute value of x, and then you can change it by just going in there, x plus 5, and then arrow out of there so that you're out. So it looks like that. Then press graph. Okay, so when it is inside the absolute value symbols, right?
It's like a coordinate.
Yeah, it does. It goes the opposite of what it says. So this says plus 5, but it's going to go left 5. Does that make sense? That's only happening when it's inside the absolute value symbols. When it's outside, it'll go up or down according to positive and negative. It'll be opposite here. Okay, so what is the graph of that? We can draw a little graph. Right? And where is our vertex then? Left how far? 5. So that's going to be here. And then, again, it's going to travel up from there. All right. And so in words, we would describe that like this. We would say it is a horizontal translation. Left 5 units. Oops. There we go. And that's how we do it. Now, one other thing I just quickly want to show you on here is, what if we have this? And I'm going to show you on the graphing calculator here. So if we press y equals, let's say we had the plus 5 on the inside of the absolute value symbols. And then we scrolled all the way over and we did a, let's say, a minus 2 on the outside. What's going to happen?
It's going to go down.
It's good. Yeah, it's going to go left 5 and then also down 2. So these translations, right, they'll keep their same shape. They can slide. They can do both. They can slide left and right and up and down in the same translation. So you would say on one like this, you just have to give 2 descriptions. You would say translation left 5 units and down 2 units is how you would say that. Okay, and then this last one is not part of what we are testing on anymore, so you can just cross that out. So that is going to conclude our Chapter 5 lessons. Anything new? And if you are watching the video, then that means that you are done, but the assignment today is going to be to do 5-8 practice, numbers 1 through 13 only. We're not going to do the whole thing. Okay, if you have questions, please email me, and I will get back to you as soon as possible.